tonight on Evening.
I'm St. Brian in Seattle with the story of an artist whose works are a great antidote to those gray and cloudy days we usually associate with living in the Northwest.
Hey everybody, I'm Chef Bikini, and today we are going to make a sumptuous summer salad.
Plus, get to know Seattle's Fotoform on Meet the Band.
Well, good evening. I'm Chris Cashman. Welcome to the Interbay neighborhood of Seattle, home to the BECU, Seattle Storm Center for Basketball Performance. What an impressive name. A very cool place. We'll take you inside as the four-time champions prepare for a very special game tomorrow.
It's a battle on two fronts for the Seattle Storm.
Yeah, tomorrow night's a big night. On the court, we're facing the reigning champions in a game with major playoff implications. And off the court, we're teaming up with Primera and Providence Swedish to urge fans to take action with the early cancer screenings and inform them about their treatment options, and then also support cancer patients and survivors.
Well, tomorrow night is Storm Out Cancer Night. It's an amazing opportunity while you're out there having fun. Get that reminder in. When you're feeling good, that's when you should go get your preventive care, get your screenings done.
During the team's 10th Storm Out Cancer Night, fans can catch WNBA action and can help battle and prevent cancer.
Primera and the Storm Foundation are teaming up to provide a $25,000 check to the Swedish Cancer Institute Patient Assistance Fund.
Everyone has some skin in this game.
It's a really important night with Storm Out Cancer being able to have that chance to see how we can conquer cancer.
Timing is everything. It's going down Friday, September 5th, Climate Pledge Arena. The Storm taking on the defending WNBA champions, New York Liberty, at 7 o'clock. Join us for Storm Out Cancer. Now, speaking of pride of the Northwest, if you love our bold, beautiful colors, there's an artist in Federal Way you ought to know about, and St. Brian met up with her. St.
Hey, Linda Schulberg is her name, and her art is a great antidote to those gray, cloudy days that we usually associate with living in the Northwest.
I grew up in the Pacific Northwest and love the area, and I'm always inspired by the water, our mountains, orcas.
Artist Linda Schulberg creates digital paintings of the landscapes she's known all her life.
I like to do realism with a little bit of whimsy added to it.
Whimsy. That may be one of the reasons the Gig Harbor gift shop Local Whimsy sells Linda's prints, art cards, and magnets. Customers can't get enough of them.
Well, I think what they love is that the colors are so vibrant. That captures their eye at first, but what really draws them in is that it connects with the area.
Inspired by the colorful sunset photos she's taken from her home in Federal Way, Linda can sit for hours on her iPad, completely absorbed in her digital canvas.
I kind of get lost in the color, I suppose. It's like meditating. I can be drawing for 8 hours before I know that, time has passed.
Art runs in the family. Today, 3 generations are creating together.
You guys are making some nice stuff. Yes, we're all artists. We get very creative.
Why do I think Linda's so good at this? She is someone that enjoys life, she sees beauty, and she takes it another step forward.
With art that celebrates the very best of the Northwest, Linda Schulberg proves there's beauty in never losing sight of home.
I'm a very happy person, and I feel like that shows in my art. I want my customers to feel a lot of joy and happiness. I want them to, have a little of the Pacific Northwest in their homes.
It's more than art, it's a love letter to the place Linda calls home, painted 1 pixel at a time.
Thank you, St. Linda, Style Points awarded. She regularly donates her artwork to the Center for Whale Research. She's got a passion for orcas. We've got more info on her and how you can support at king5evening.com. Now, September is upon us. Usually this marks the end of summer, but for some of you, you want to keep it rolling. You want to eat like it's summer all year round? Sure. Chef McKeany Howell has the ultimate recipe to keep it rolling.
Not feeling like firing up the stove this week, but you still want to have a delicious protein-packed meal? Well, I've got one for you. Today we're going to make a peppery, summery, stone fruit and veggie salad. So I'm just going to make a basic vinaigrette, olive oil and balsamic. A good way to make a basic olive oil vinaigrette without measuring is to have twice as much olive oil to vinegar. Let's see. Let's pour a little more. A little more. Let's start there. And then a little salt and pepper. If you have fresh herbs from your garden, you can throw fresh herbs in here. I don't have a garden, so this is what I'm using. So we're gonna shake, 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 shake it, and it's ready. So I am going to pre-dress my arugula just to give my salad a nice flavorful base. Nobody wants to bite into dry arugula. Okay, just a little dressing here. Just massage the dressing in, and not too much so you don't break the arugula, but just so you get the arugula flavored. And then maybe, you know, use a bigger bowl. Okay, here we go. I have my arugula down as my base, and I love to mix grains. So I'm going to use quinoa. This is one of the best grains that you can eat if you do grains. So now I'm going to use some farro. I love this one because it is very firm. It's got like a really nice chew. It's packed with protein. Some juicy cucumber. And then blackberries packed with antioxidants. Now for the star of the show, grilled nectarines. Now you might be asking, why didn't she grill peaches? Well, uncommon opinion, nectarines are better than peaches. You know how sometimes a peach can get mealy? A nectarine doesn't do that. And a ripe nectarine is delicious. Try it. Okay, now I pickled some onions with some hot pepper. And then feta. This is a plant-based feta, and the brand that I like, what is the brand that I like? BioLife. BioLife, thank you for remembering the brand I like. And then I'm gonna give this another little drizzle of our dressing. So there you have it, a peppery, summery stone fruit and veggie salad. Perfect to keep you and your kitchen cool.
Yum! Thank you, Chef McKinney. You can find her summer salad recipe over on our website, king5evening.com.
Up next, meet the band. Seattle's Fotoform talks about their latest album.
Loud and pretty and sad.
And later,
a good little rowboat.
A funeral for a boat.
Portions of Evening sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.
And welcome back to Evening. I'm Chris Cashman, and greetings from the BECU Seattle Storm Center for basketball performance. An impressive name and an even more impressive place. They got a big game going on tomorrow night benefiting Storm Out Cancer. We've got all the details on our website, king5evening.com. Now to the soundtrack. KEXP says they're like the perfect blend of post-punk. Okay, we'll give them a spin. Jose caught up with Fotoform at the Tractor Tavern, talks about their new album in today's Meet the Band.
I am the singer and bass player.
And I play the guitars that Kim does not.
Hi, I'm Kim House.
I'm Jeff Cox, and we are Fotoform.
So if somebody had never heard about this band, what would you say first?
Post-punk, dark wave, ethereal, but dancey.
Loud and pretty and sad.
Why the word sad?
Because a lot of our music is very bittersweet, it's vulnerable, we've experienced a lot of loss in our lives. The sadness just comes out. We don't set out to write a certain type of album. It just kind of reflects what we've been going through in our own lives. There are a lot more layers on this album than any of the previous albums. More guitars, a lot more synths. It's really evolved. There's a lot of healing and catharsis in the end, stability and peace with this album. I have been diagnosed with a condition called CRPS, which is neurological, and it causes really intense, debilitating pain. Music has been my way of making sense of things. This is actually the most honest I've ever been publicly speaking with you today. Right now especially, we should be having these really open conversations and being honest with each other.
The art of your new album, is there a meaning for that?
We decided we wanted to be kind of this ritual of release and letting go, so that's what it is.
Is there a song that you can talk to us about it?
A song that would be good to speak to is a track called If You Knew, Don't You Worry Baby. It was the first single off the album. The song is really about trying to live as if today were your last day.
What's the sound in this new album like?
This album's very much informed by what people are calling dream pop. A lot of the bands we really love retroactively fall into that category too.
What's the feedback? How you feel in the crowd?
It's been really great.
Amazing.
The reception's been very, very good. Seems like we're connecting with people.
It's a magical thing to be able to create music, and playing live is probably the most fun that we have.
It's really dreamy to be able to dedicate ourselves to it.
Thank you, Jose. If you would like to see Fotoform, they're going to be at the Lucky Dime in Everett, September 5th. And we'll stay right here in September because it's actually National Preparedness Month. Are you ready for the big one? The storms, the earthquakes, the wildfires? Not to worry, a local insurance company gave Jose the pro tips. Here's the best ways to prepare for the worst.
What are we going to learn today?
Well, today we're going to talk about emergency preparedness. September is Emergency Preparedness Month.
Don Lee of Pemco Insurance has a sobering and practical message about natural disasters.
We cannot prevent them, but there is a number of things that we can do to prepare ourselves in the event that they do happen.
Their first step, get connected to real-time information. Set up emergency alerts on your smartphone, like this app from FEMA. Then, Don recommends prepping 2 different emergency kits. One for quick evacuations.
We have a bug out kit, and so in the bug out kit we're going to have things in here that we need to take with us that we're going to need in an emergency situation. So we've got a toolkit, we've got a flashlight, we've also got a life straw. You want to be able to stay warm, so we'll put a nice hat in here. Chargers, very important. This one is solar, which is great. So solar powered, we'll charge the charger and then you can charge your devices. But you also need to make sure that you have the cables. We have a fireproof case. This case is used to store documents, important documents that you don't want to burn in a fire. So it might have your social security cards, birth certificates, etc. You want to keep this in a safe place. You want to know where it is and you want to be able to grab it quickly if you have to evacuate your home quickly.
And one for sheltering at home during extended outage.
So here we have our bug-in kit or our stay-at-home kit. And here we're going to have supplies like blankets, flashlights, we've got canned food.
Don't forget your can opener. Keep your bug out bag next to a door where it's easy to grab. The bug-in kit can go in a closet. Preparation isn't just about supplies, it's about skills too.
So it's going to be really important to know to have fire extinguishers in your home. Make sure you already know how to use them. So you want to practice using fire extinguishers. It's also great to take a CPR class.
With just a bit of preparation, an emergency doesn't have to become a disaster.
And I think that's the best way to position ourselves to be able to take care of our families, our communities, to ensure that we weather whatever storm may come our way.
Good stuff, important information there, Jose. If you'd like a complete list of our resources, go.pemco.com/prepare.
Up next,
this is a great way to end it, even though it's going to tear my heart out.
A funeral for a boat and why this boat deserved a spirited send-off.
Portions of Evening sponsored by Pemco. Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Thanks to support from Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to Evening from the BECU Seattle Storm Center for Basketball Performance. Fun factoid, if you ever swing by, all this wood you see here on the floor, they won 3 out of their 4 championships on it. And now you know. All right, meanwhile, in Port Townsend, a couple of years ago, they had a unique funeral. It was actually for a boat. And I know that sounds strange, but this boat earned it.
At exactly 5 a.m., Jordan Hansen starts his morning with a bang. The cannon blast launches the race to Alaska. Dozens of boats on a journey from Port Townsend to Ketchikan, powered only by humans. But the blast also marks the final day of another human-powered vessel. She arrives for her final trip, shrouded in black.
This is a rowboat funeral for the good ocean rowboat James Robert Hansen, named after my father who passed when I was 3. A few other boats going to show up. We're going to have a flotilla, and she's going to row her last mile.
Jordan Hansen is giving his boat an epic send-off because this boat has gone on epic journeys. In 2006, Jordan and 3 of his friends rowed it all the way across the Atlantic in 71 days, setting a new world record. Then, on a 2013 adventure from West Africa to Miami, the boat capsized. The crew was rescued. Days later, the rowboat was found and recovered. Too damaged to break more records, she went on display at the Foss Waterway Seaport in Tacoma until the museum no longer had room for it. Now Jordan has to dispose of his old friend.
So we figured that the best way to go out with some style was a final journey.
Family and friends take some farewell rows. Then it's time for this boat's last adventure.
The flotilla's here, so thus begins the final mile of the the good little rowboat, James Robert Hansen.
The same rowers that took her across the Atlantic rowed their boat 1 more mile into the Port Townsend Boat Haven Marina. It's a bittersweet moment.
The thing is that boats need purpose, and she's lost her purpose, and she was able to regain it for this little bright moment.
It is sad, but at the same time, you can kind of think of this like a launch point. It's a way to take what we've learned and find the next adventure.
The crew strips the boat, taking off hardware and memorabilia that's traveled thousands of miles. Then mourners push her across the boatyard to the spot where she'll be destroyed and recycled. Part of a new project by the Department of Natural Resources that gives derelict boats a new purpose.
This is a great way to end it, even though it's going to tear my heart out, but it's yours now.
As the final journey of the good rowboat James Robert Hansen comes to a close, the man who powered her many adventures has just one word to describe what he feels.
I think it's just gratitude. Like look at all these people. It's really sad, but it's also not. Like, this has been a community created out of adventure. That's pretty wonderful.
There's actually a documentary being made about Jordan's adventures crossing the Atlantic. It's called Chasing Ithaca, or if you are in Port Townsend, you can catch him Friday at the Wooden Boat Festival.
Up next, some of Seattle Waterfront's newest places to play.
Wow! Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to Evening, wrapping things up here in the Interbay neighborhood of Seattle. Our thanks to the Seattle Storm for hosting us. They got a big game tomorrow night. They're hosting the defending WNBA champion New York Liberty just in time for Storm Out Cancer, a very cool promotion. We hope you'll come be a part of it. Details on our website, king5evening.com. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go try to get in a pickup game.